Hey guys, let me tell you about the Santa Fe industry-leading peace of mind warranty. A full 5-year replacement plus 1 year on parts. These are fantastic units. I use these on all my houses under construction. I'm a really big fan of Santa Fe.
I'm Jake Bruton with Aero Building in Columbia, Missouri and the Kansas City metro area. And today I want to offer a challenge to you. Let's do it now. I think the challenge that I want to put forward is best prefaced with something that I think all of us have been thinking about lately, but I've been trying to pay special attention to and try to mentally problem solve and see what we can do. And it's the labor issue in our industry. I realize this is not a sexy topic. This is not framing or building science or cool insulation details. If that's what you're looking for this week, I gotta tell you, you're not gonna get it out of me this week, so I'm sorry. But I think that this important conversation is something that you should think about as well. So I spent part of this week or part of last week with Matt Reisinger and in his office, and I know some of the people that work for him, and I've had good conversations with all of them. And then having a morning meeting this morning that we have every week with my company. And then this morning I'm coming from a job site where I met plumbers so that they could start groundwork, and we reviewed a bunch of details. In the last week, I've talked to probably 25 people that are in our industry that I know do good work, that I respect, and not a single one, I take that back, maybe one, is less than 35 years old. Every other person that I've talked to in the past week or so in our industry, in the building industry, is over the age of 35. And I don't think that comes as any surprise to anybody watching this. It was a little shocking to me when I really sat and thought about what it means. It means that there's hardly anybody up and coming in the industry. If there's not a single person I ran into, not the 3 plumbers that I just talked to. I think all those guys are closing in on 40. Everybody that works for my company is either in their 30s or their 40s. And I think maybe only one person that I ran into in Matt's office was under the age of 30. No offense to anybody that works there. And when we talk about this, upcoming or pending or current labor issue, there are a couple things that I think that we kind of don't acknowledge as builders. My generation, my parents' generation, told us that if we wanted to be successful in life, we had to go to school. We had to go to college to be able to get a, quote, good job. It's not the case, first and foremost. It's just simply not the case. You don't have to go for that 4-year education so that you can get a job. Maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. For me, I do have a college degree. I don't use my art degree. However, it did help me learn to think outside the box and look at things from a different perspective. And more than anything, it gave me time to grow up. But I could have gotten to the same point had I just been in the trades. I was lucky enough that I left school with almost no debt because I worked full time, so I wasn't saddled with the college loan debt that everybody else is. But it still potentially was a waste of 4 years of my life. I enjoyed it. I would probably do it again, but it's not for everybody. And it's not the thing that has made me successful. My work ethic, my ability to just stick with it and figure it out is what's made me successful. It's not the fact that I sat in a classroom for 4 years. And while I have multiple people that I work with that have college degrees, I also have a couple of people that I work with that have just high school. And I don't think that you could discern between their skill sets in any way. So I don't think it's imperative. I think our parents' generation or my parents' generation was wrong when they said the only way to be successful is if you go to college. I have a subcontractor that we work with regularly. I know what he makes. I know that he clears somewhere in the range of $300,000 a year. So that's successful. Obviously, that's a business owner position and it's slightly different. I think that we have to make an effort to tell our kids that they should find something that they can support their family doing that makes them happy and not worry about what it is, not worry about how they get there. It's their choice. I think that's the biggest problem with our industry right now, is that we're fighting societal's, ditch digger mentality. We do a job that a lot of people don't respect for some reason, which is really short-sighted and misinformed, because we do a very difficult job every day. So what is my challenge to you? My challenge to you is something, it's two parts. It's something that I've done my entire career, and I guess I didn't really realize I was doing it until a few years ago. I have always pushed to hire high school or college-age kids that weren't looking for a job in construction. I have always pushed to go, this job is pretty great. I bet I should get more people to see it. And by hiring high school kids or hiring college kids to come work over the summer, we get the ability to have them get exposed to the trades in a way that they might not if it weren't for us. So I have a 16-year-old that's coming on board this summer. He was working at McDonald's. He didn't ask me for a job. I approached him because I know him through our life, and I said, "Hey, Tim, do you want to work construction? It pays $5 more an hour than McDonald's does. You get the same schedule all summer. You'll have your nights and your weekends for free. And if you work the whole summer, I'll set you up with a set of tools that then you can keep at the end of the summer." And he's totally on board and very interested, and I think he'll be an ideal employee. He's 16. He's going back to school in the fall. Maybe we catch him for another year after that, in the next summer or something like that. But by hiring someone who wasn't thinking about the trades, you're not hiring somebody that's already bought into what we do and wants to do it. You're exposing more people to what's out there, and it helps them make a decision one way or the other whether or not this is something they might want to do. I will tell you that I've had, I think, 6 employees over the years that weren't thinking about going into this, that now as adults are still into this. If those 6 can come up with 6 of their own, the way a pyramid scheme works, this is my pyramid scheme. If you hire 2 people and then you get them to stay in the trades and then they convince 2 people each to get into the trades, we start to solve our problem very quickly. And I think that what we do is fun, it's challenging, it's interesting, we get to be outside, we get to do different things every day. All those things come together to make a job that a lot more people would like if they didn't think that it was ditch digging, or if they had respect for the people that they work with. So that's like 1A of my challenge. Hire somebody that wasn't thinking about being in the trades. 1B is, don't treat them like they're a 16-year-old kid that doesn't deserve to learn anything. I've never withheld information. We've never hired any person to just be the grunt. Everybody on our crew cleans. We do things together as a team. We don't crap on anybody for less experience. We try to raise everybody up as quickly as possible. Even if it's a 16-year-old kid that's only there for 3 months, teach them how to be safe with the tools on the first day. Let them work the first week. Let them figure out what they're good at, what they're not good at, what they don't understand. Teach them to read a tape measure correctly. Take the time to show them, because even in a 3-month summer or a 2.5-month summer, if you spend 2 weeks working really hard to train the kid, that kid will turn around and do a much better job for you for the rest of the summer. It's very easy to fall into he's part-time, he's only going to be here for a few weeks. All we need is somebody to haul stuff around, to carry stuff, and to pick up trash at the end of the day. And if you treat people like that, they're not going to want to join the trades later on. And I've always done that with all of my employees. I've always tried to treat everybody equally. In fact, I don't use the term works for me. I always say that I work with, or that we work together, because we are in this together. My success is directly tied to their success. If someone on the team is failing, then we're all going to fail, or we're all going to be not as good as we could. So take the time, share the knowledge, teach the new people in our industry what can happen, and let's try to figure out how to solve this problem ourselves. I don't think it's trade schools in the long run. Maybe for exposure, but they're not coming out of trade school with the idea that they know what they're doing. They think they do, but they don't. You can get the same trade school experience in 1 year on site that you could get in 4 or 5 years in a trade school. I think the solution is we hire people and we show people how great our career can be, how great our job can be, how much fun and how challenging it can be, and how rewarding it is. Because in the end, this is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. At the end of every day, we can look directly at something and say, that's built because we were here, because we made these choices, because we nailed these boards together. There are very few professions that can look back at the end of every single day and say, this is what it is because I was here, and it's better than it was when we got here. Hire somebody, train them. Let's save the industry before it gets beyond our control. I know this was just a philosophical video, and I know this is not necessarily what everybody wants. I understand we might not get the views, but I would ask that if you're still here to share this video with people that you think need to hear it, people that have the ability to hire young people in our industry, people that have the ability to influence others and to really get out there and make a change. It's on our shoulders now, and it's time for us to do something. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. There are 12 videos every week, and if you don't get the newsletter, chances are you might miss something, you might forget somebody, and every week there's quality videos from every contributor that are worth watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to follow the Unbuild It podcast. Until next time, let's make a difference. Thanks for watching.